what are my thoughts on Kingsman The Golden Circle? So Kingsman The Golden Circle is the sequel to Kingsman The Secret Service. That movie came out in 2014, and I thought that was one of the best films to come out that year. That movie to me was just a complete surprise. It was badass, the characters were cool. It was a nice homage to the old school James Bond spy films, and even the movie knew that and had fun with it. So I had fun with it, and I thought Matthew Vaughn did a great job with directing that. So when I heard that they were making the second movie, I was just amped. It came out this year. It was definitely on my top 5 most anticipated films of 2017, and I finally got the chance to see it. And I thought it was just very good. It was really, really good. I'm going to explain why. So in this movie, we have Taron Egerton return as Eggsy, and I thought he was actually the best thing about this movie and the first one, because he's the protagonist and kind of the most relatable character in my opinion. You know, he's smart, charming, funny. I liked where he came from in the first one and where they took him in the second one. Also, I like the antagonist in this film. One thing that Matthew Vaughn does is create, I say antagonist because I don't want to say villain. Villains are just the straight up bad guys. These antagonists from the first one and the second one, they come up with plans to where they want to purify the world, but just in a way to where we don't agree so much. But I'm not mad at them per se. I like Samuel Jackson's plan more than the one in this one, because the one in Kingsman 2 feels a little bit cheesy to me. In the end, I still get where she's coming from, even though I still want the Kingsman to win. Another thing I have to give Matthew Vaughn credit for is his action style. I love the fact that he came back to direct the second one. That's one of the reasons I was more amped for this one than just the first one. That's how we even started our film, with a car chase scene, but with, you know, Matthew Vaughn style. So right there, I was already engaged in the film by putting me in the very beginning to where we already go down with Kingsman style action. So thank you for that, Matthew. Also, I like the way he expanded the world of Kingsman. So we came to America, and the American version is Statesman. Now, when I saw this, I was like, does that mean if I wanted to join this world, I have to be a statesman? Because I'd rather be a Kingsman. Kingsman is more gentleman-like, you know, while holding the door open with the suit, then kicking ass. Statesman is more like the American style, cowboy dressing, gun shooting, lasso roping type. Which, don't get me wrong, that's cool too and kind of fun. And you also have Channing Tatum, Jeff Bridges, and Halle Berry on your side, which is also fun. But they're kind of, yeah, it's not like Kingsman, you know. But still, nonetheless, I did like the fact that we got to expand to see what else is out there in the world that's related to Kingsman. I thought Statesman was really cool. However, looking at this film, though, there were a lot more flaws in this than the first one. First things first, I feel as if it had a big case of sequelitis. And for those that don't know, sequelitis is basically a movie sequel to where it doesn't stand apart on its own because it keeps rehashing stuff from the first one. And there's a lot of things rehashed in this one that I didn't even think was necessary. Colin Firth returning. I feel as if there was no reason whatsoever for him to be in this film, you know. It sort of kind of goes back to Men in Black 2, in my opinion, the way they brought back Tommy Lee Jones. Only difference is, in Men in Black 2, they wrote it to where it was necessary for him to come back. In this one, when he came back, nothing different really happened, or nothing specific to the point to where at this point in the film, once Colin Firth returns, this is the reason why he had to be back after being shot in the first one. Also, I want to say the story was much more predictable than the first one. There was actually times to where the friend that I was with, I whispered in her ear, "This is about to happen." And she just looked at me like, no. And then when it happened, she said, "You saw this movie, didn't you?" "We're at a screening." No, I did not see this movie already. But the story is just not pulling me in as much because I just know where it's going. Also, so many people in this movie died to where I thought not one character was justified with their death. Not one. I don't even want to say it shocked me. It so much more confused me. Because I was thinking, why? Why did that person just die? Or did they... Well, then again, if Colin Firth can come back in the second one, why can't all these dead characters come back in the third one? Because I'm pretty sure they're going to make a third one and make it a Kingsman trilogy. But I didn't think any of them had to pass away. I feel as if they could have stayed, and maybe in the third one they could have gone somewhere, but I feel like the writers killed a few too many characters and not one of them needed to die. Also, the princess returns from the first movie, and here's the thing about the princess. I have no problem with her character and what she does. The thing about it is that when they hooked up in the first movie, it kind of was like in a fun moment to me because that's the part where Eggsy won and he gets to turn around and what's his reward? He gets to fuck the princess, you know, and the princess is down for that. Like, you just saved the world? Okay, then, you know, let's go and do something about that then. That's cool. But then you turn it into a relationship in the second one, and you definitely put a lot of focus on that too, by the way. I kind of feel as if it turned me off. Because, again, it's like James Bond. James Bond doesn't stick with the same girl. He has a different one in all the films. Maybe one or two might return, but it's different. So overall, after watching Kingsman 2, I think it's a cool sequel, or in this case, a cool continuation, but it's just not as good as the first one. If anything, it's one of those movies like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, or if anything, Men in Black 2, to where the second one has a lot of the first one to where they think, oh, well, in the first one you have the humor, you have the action, you have all this, so we have to have even more of it in the second one. But having more in the second one actually compromises it. And I feel as if they didn't do the best job in this. But I still enjoyed it. I'm probably going to see it a second time with some friends that weren't able to go to the screening with me. And I would definitely recommend it, especially if you like the first one. But just don't have your hopes too high. Thing like, if the first one was just that great, here comes the second one. Still good, though. Still good. So, guys, those are my thoughts on Kingsman: The Golden Circle. I want to know what you guys thought. Did you like it? Did you think it was better or worse than the first? What did you think of Colin Firth's return in this film? That's the main thing that probably gets me throughout the whole entire film. Like, his unnecessary return. Whatever it may be, let me know in the comment section below. And guys, thank you so much for watching this video. And if you want, you can click right here to see more of my thoughts on the matter.